A confused man. Once upon a time, in a small town full of quirky characters, there lived a man named Greg. Greg was an average guy with an extraordinary imagination. One sunny day, Greg decided to go for a jog, but instead of wearing his usual workout attire, he put on a bright red tracksuit and a Batman mask. As Greg trotted down the street, people couldn't help but stare in confusion. Some chuckled, thinking he was just a regular fitness enthusiast with a peculiar fashion sense. Others were genuinely concerned for his sanity. Little did they know, Greg was about to embark on an adventure that would blur the lines between reality and fantasy. Arriving at his usual bank for a routine errand, Greg found himself faced with an unexpected sight. A group of villains dressed as American comic book heroes were in the midst of a daring bank robbery. However, their plan came to a sudden halt when they noticed Greg's unusual attire. "Who the hell is this guy? Is he one of us?" whispered Captain America, raising an eyebrow at the bewildering sight before him. Confusion spread among the robbers as they debated whether Greg was a secret ally or a clueless bystander with a penchant for eccentric fashion. Meanwhile, chaos erupted as the bank's janitors, security guards, and even the clients joined the whirlwind of confusion. Amidst the commotion, the police arrived. Greg saw his chance to escape and took it, disappearing through a hidden door in the bank's walls, just like Batman would. Emerging from the bank's secret passage, Greg found himself in the back alleyway of a Chinese restaurant. But little did he know, this restaurant was famous for preparing giant fortune cookies shaped like bats. The startled restaurant owners mistook Greg for a bat-related criminal and, armed with their kitchen utensils, chased him through the streets. Greg's heart raced as he tried to outrun the determined restaurateurs, all the while questioning his life choices. Desperately seeking refuge, Greg stumbled upon a pet store filled with flustered birds. As Greg entered, his Batman mask and vibrant red tracksuit gave him an air of authority. The birds, frozen in fear, watched Greg's every move with wide eyes. "Finally, I have become someone to be feared," Greg proclaimed, striking a pose and causing the birds to flutter even more frantically. But as Greg basked in his newfound power, he realized he needed to find a safer hiding spot. By a stroke of misfortune, he found himself in the middle of a funeral procession. Thinking quickly, Greg donned a mournful expression and slipped into the role of a grieving widow, complete with his signature Batman mask. As the mourners became suspicious of the widow in the red tracksuit and Batman mask, chaos ensued. A hilarious chase unfolded through the graveyard, with Greg narrowly escaping capture at every turn. Seeking solace once more, Greg hurried into a theater in the midst of a vampire-themed play. The audience members, unaware of the unexpected twist to come, mistook Greg for a rogue vampire hunter and welcomed him with open arms. As the play descended into madness, the actors and theatergoers fought imaginary vampires with gusto, solidifying Greg's role in the production. And as the chaos on stage reached its peak, Greg slipped away unnoticed, sneaking into a nearby haunted house attraction at a local fair. Within the haunted house's eerie corridors, Greg's confusion reached its zenith. As he encountered ghouls and ghosts, he couldn't help but question his own sanity. Was he truly Batman, or just a man lost in his own delusions? In the end, Greg learned that it didn't matter if he was Batman or not. What mattered was embracing his unique imagination and living life with a sense of adventure, even if it meant running through the streets wearing a red tracksuit and a Batman mask. And so, as Greg disappeared into the night, leaving behind a trail of laughter and confusion, the townsfolk would forever remember the day they crossed paths with a man who believed he was Batman.